Welcome to eXpd8. In this video, I'd like to show you how to configure the new settings available within version 3.9.155. So, to begin with, let's click into Settings. In Settings here, you'll see we have a page called Options with 5 tabs on it. Now, the first tab is called General, and that relates to the specific PC we're working on now. Any changes we make here only affect this PC. All of the other tabs affect eXpd8 General across your network. Now, one thing that has changed here is that the tab previously called Contact Types is now called List Types. And in clicking in there, you'll see what we have is, we still have the facility for adding additional contact types. And I can still type in here, add in an additional contact type. And then clicking the button, Add Contact Type, adds that person or the type to the address book for us. Look at this drop down now though. Here's what's new. I can now create a case category from within here. So let's type in a new one. Test category and add case type. Hitting the drop down, here's a big one. Key docs. This is an important area. Now, this version comes pre-populated with 6 key doc types that we think you're going to find useful. Now, you are limited to 10 in total. You can't have more than 10 key doc types. So we suggest things like, we put in photo ID to mean passport or driver's license. Now, you can add your own 4 additional key doc types here if you like. Additional doc type, and when we click Add Doc Type, that's going to become available to us. Or you can select the ones we've already populated and modify. You can put in certificate instead of cert there, or you could rename it all together and put in something you think would suit you better. Right, hitting this drop down, next area is Undertakings. Now again, we've pre-populated it with what we think you might find useful in terms of undertakings, and you can add your own additional undertaking types here. Release title deeds, add undertaking type, and again you can modify it as you need to. Now the last drop down here, user, it's not enabled yet, it's there, it's a precursor to further functionality that will be coming down the line, so you can't do too much with it right now. Okay, let's look now at how are we going to use those additional settings we've created. So, let's nip into cases, and you'll see here the test category that I created a wee while ago. Now going in and having a look in here, let's go and see onto the summary page of a file, into Undertakings, and in hitting the drop down you'll see there, if I create a new one, there's that release title deeds that I had added just a moment ago. Let's look at the client, and when we go into key docs, you'll see there's the additional doc type that I had added just a moment ago. Okay, let's start talking about security now. It's never really been a big feature of eXpd8 because eXpd8's always been about transparency of information, putting the business information out there where everybody who needs access to it can have it. But now in bringing in a level of validation of clients where somebody is taking the responsibility to say, yes, we have gathered sufficient information, we are happy that this client is who he says he is, that person or whoever's given the authority to do that should have a level of security about them that not just anybody could have validated a client. So let's look at that. Going into users within eXpd8, seeing myself, I'm an office manager, so I have the highest levels. I can delete things from eXpd8 and I could validate somebody. I should now be changing my password so that somebody else could not log in as me. So make it something that's not that obvious but that you're going to remember. Okay, my password has now been changed. Choosing another user within the system, let's pick up KT, and KT is down as a fee earner, Now, we can hit that drop-down and make them a user. A user is the lowest level within eXpd8, and it means that they won't be able to validate clients. They also won't be able to delete things from any file anywhere, and they've restricted rights. So let's change that. We're going to change that user's type. Now, to check that out, we're going to log out of eXpd8 and log back in as that KT user. Okay, so first of all, in going into a file, we'll try delete something. No, we can't. We're told we need to be an office manager. And going into settings, we'll see here that we're limited to only the first tab called General. Every other tab will tell us it's restricted to office manager level. So we can't go in and add contact types or change general database settings. So in summary, what have we got in this version? First of all, undertakings. So we have the facility to design yourself the names of the undertakings, what do you want to call them, to record each undertaking on a file, to have it appear within your activity list alarmed for the file owner, to be able to extract reports globally by any of the fields we've set them by, whether it's the type of undertaking, who they're in favor of, etc. When it comes to key documents, you get to decide what do you consider to be key documents on a client. You can validate clients once you're happy you have everything or whatever you do require on that client. And you can extract reports to say, well, where are the clients that we're still looking for further information on? We hope you're going to find this version of eXpd8 helps you in terms of managing your PI and being seen to manage the risk within your firm. And as always, we'll continue to develop eXpd8 with you in mind.